My name is Blake Abbott. I'm with HollyFrontier Corporation, and my title is Senior Manager of Business Process Improvement. Last year we merged with Frontier Oil Corporation, and we doubled in size. And with the close of that merger, I inherited our data integrity group. Originally, it went live with the merger. We were experiencing over a 20% error threshold. So we were, our BOL, or bill of lading processing, which is our tickets that ultimately generate a sales order and delivery in SAP. We were experiencing 10 to 12,000 errors a month. When I started really trying to look at that process and figure out where the breakdown was, I couldn't even see it because it was all in email. And so our first piece of this was to get it out of email. We started this process last November, very quickly implementing a SharePoint-based help desk solution kind of deal, just to manage the inflow of our master data requests. And we were still using the same Excel-based forms and stuff that had the actual data on there, but now we were getting them into a system to where we could see where they were, who was assigned to them. After that, starting I guess in January, we really started looking at how can we really improve this process. Now we see it, it's visible. What do we need to do to improve it? And at that point, the whole process that started with a marketer starting entering the data into an email or literally a post-it note or a form or whatever, and then sending that to our contract and pricing group, where they added some information. They actually filled out the Excel-based forms and stuff, and then they sent that to our DIG group, or our data integrity group, and that group reviewed it and then retyped it all in SAP and created whatever it was in SAP. Well, just looking at that, if you think about it, I mean, all that information was getting entered and communicated at least 3 times. In a lot of cases, there was a lot of back and forth and reentry and all this, and so you couldn't even see when it got submitted the first time, when it got corrected and submitted, so it could actually be created. So our next piece was to put it on a form. The goal of all this is to get this information into SAP as quickly, as accurately, and as efficiently as possible. Well, if you can eliminate the multiple entries of master data along the way and take whatever that piece of information and feed it on that form and send it to the next group, and ultimately have it to where our DIG group gets it, they review it, and they push a button and it creates the master data in SAP directly. Our billing accuracy now has gone from like 91% in July of last year. Last month we were at 99.2%. We really started migrating all that stuff, like I said, the middle of May, and we went live day 1. And so we were able to do that, one, by throwing a bunch of people at it, but then 2, using a tool like the transaction piece of it that allowed us to just replicate that data, just bang, bang, bang. There's so many places you can use it. I mean, I know for me, when I bring a contractor on board today, I have to send an email to get building access to one person. I have to send a request to get their SAP ID sent to another person, and so I really see this opportunity for any place where you have to collaborate, or share information like that and route stuff. Historically, IT and the business have been separated. And so with this, you don't need a developer, you don't have to have somebody that knows ABAP or knows SharePoint development workflow, but you add the potential to empower the business to build some of this stuff. Now, you have to, set some standards and expect them to maintain those, and but I think there's a ton of opportunity to really employ Winshuttle as a tool across the organization.